Badrinath-Kedarnath Temple Mandir Committee, they have also taken a stand. Now, I want to play out the graphics, the code graphics of Hemant Trivedi, who is the president of this temple committee, and let's see what he has said and how he has reacted to this Sanatani affidavit or the Sanatani certificate which the non-Hindus are supposed to give. Now, look here what he said. We have issued a formal order to prevent the entry of non-Sanatanis to our temples because it leads to various complications. We have clearly mentioned in our order that those non-Hindus who submit a written declaration that I'm a Sanatani, I believe in Hindutva, are welcome here. VIPs from other religions can come here if they are willing to submit such an affidavit. Now, as everybody knows, that Sara Ali Khan, who is Saif Ali Khan's daughter, and in her debut film, which was on Kedarnath, so since that time, she's been regularly going to Kedarnath. She visits the temple every year. She posts her pictures on Instagram and X and everywhere. And now, so far, she hasn't reacted to it. But if she has to go to the Kedarnath temple, she will have to write this affidavit that she is a believer and all what Mr. Hemant Dwivedi has said. And she's supposed to produce this certificate where she has to prove her belief in the Hindu religion. Now, this is one incident, of course. Now, in another incident, what has happened, and that is also quite worrisome. An iftar party aboard a Ganga River boat spiraled into a major controversy in Varanasi this Tuesday, if you remember, which led to the arrest of 14 youths after a video showed them discarding chicken biryani remnants into the sacred waters. Now, a case was registered under Section 298, that is defiling a place of worship, 299, that is malicious act with intent to outrage the religious feelings, and all this led to the arrest of 14 youths just because they were having an iftar party on a boat which was going on the banks of the river Ganges. Now, these two incidents, whomever you speak to, they say that this is something very unprecedented. Apparently, it's never happened. First of all, a Rosa iftar party on the boat, does it become a crime? Do you need to really arrest the youths if they are doing it at all? That is one part. And the other part is now the larger message for non-Hindus that if you want to come to temples like Badrinath and Kedarnath, you have to write a certificate. Now, is UP or the Uttar Pradesh, is it now offering, or Uttar Pradesh and rather Uttarakhand, I may say, that is this now becoming a template for Hindu Rashtra? Is this the script which is going to be followed by BJP for the 2027 Uttar Pradesh elections as well? And of course, it leads to a larger polarization as well just before the important states which go to polls just in few weeks from now. So joining me this evening is author and political commentator Sharat Pradhan. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. We have Sunita Aron, who's author, political commentator, and also consulting editor to HT, that is Hindustan Times. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining. And I'll begin with Sharat Pradhanji. Mr. Pradhan, how do you see this move? You have to give a certificate for a Sanatan, for being a Sanatani, and people like Sara Ali Khan, now if they go, she's been frequenting Badrinath and Kedarnath often. Now, if she has to go, because the Char Dham Yatra will begin soon from 18th or 19th of April, I'm told. So now if she has to go to Kedarnath, she'll have to produce a certificate or write an affidavit.
You know, well, all this is happening because there is a race for proving who is the bigger Hindu icon, Hindutva icon. I wouldn't say Hindu icon, Hindutva icon. And everybody is in race with Yogi Adityanath because he happens to be ahead of everybody else in the race on account of the saffron that he wears. It's an embodiment of Hindutva. Now, and the Uttarakhand chief minister considers himself no less, and he thinks that because Uttarakhand is known as Dev Bhumi, so why not me, the bigger Hindutva icon than Yogi? Likewise, you have that fellow Sarma sitting in Assam, who's also in the race, and they think the only way they can achieve it by establishing themselves as hardcore Hindu hardliners, not just alone hardliners, how much hatred they can breed against Muslims. That is the whole idea. In a way, in a nutshell, I think what they are trying to make is a Hindu Taliban out of all these such actions. And let me tell you, by swearing an affidavit that you are a Sanatani, Sanatani is not necessarily, there are Hindus who don't believe in Sanatan Dharma. Arya Samajis. Arya Samaj emerged in this country. It was brought in by Swami Dayanand Saraswati as a complete contrary and anti Sanatan. As per Sanatan's basic element is idol worship, and Arya Samaj is totally against idol worship. That's how it emerged. And for that matter, I wouldn't call myself a Sanatani because I believe in Arya Samaj. And there are hordes of people in this country who believe in Arya Samaj. So what is going to happen to them? This whole idea is how much of the of the Hindu religion they follow in real life is what should be questioned. But these guys believe in publicity, believe in breeding hatred against Muslims. As long as they can do it, they think they've scored a point.
But Sharaji, do you feel that this is of course a template for Badrinath and Kedarnath and the other 4 temples in Uttarakhand? But can this become into a larger pattern, because you have pilgrimage sites in other parts of the country as well? Can this become a universal template now for all the Hindu pilgrim?
I wouldn't be surprised if they do it, because that's they'll find this is another device how to establish their Hindutva credentials larger than life, and this is the best way to do it, because they think
Right.
and in the elections it can pay dividends, because their focus is only on winning elections, irrespective of what they are. Because if they were actually, my point is, if they actually believed in Hindu religion, they would have been talking of morality. There's no talk of morality. The way they treat women, the way gang rapes and rapes go on happening in all these states, nobody cares. Nobody talks about it. The way the second grade or third grade treatment of women, which goes around blatantly, nobody checks that. The way children are abused, nobody talks about it. The rampant corruption. After all, Hindu religion treats you to be honest. Where is that? Nothing of that. Black marketing. Nobody talks of black marketing, because most of them they are neck deep into it. These, particularly these politicians, the way they are plundering the states, in Uttarakhand in particular in focus. So where is it is only a facade of religion which they want to use, and ultimately the ultimate goal is to capture votes and penetrate the minds of the frail minds of people, to prove that, look here, I am your biggest Hindutva icon, and go ahead.
Right. There are several reactions coming in. I want to play out the reaction of Kangana Ranaut and what she has said in this particular issue of Sara Ali Khan. Now, here this is a reaction. Everyone here is Sanatani. Whoever is present here, they are all Sanatani, because from the time we are born, Sanatan means that which has no beginning and no end. All other religions are 1000 to 1500 years old. Only Sanatan is the ultimate truth. Sara is also a Sanatani. Why does she have a problem in writing that she's a Sanatani? Simply write it and submit the document. I like to take this,
Let's
take a
just a
reaction.
moment. Just one word.
Yes,
Less said the better about Kananga Ranaut, who believed and tried to propagate that India got independence in 2014. So less said the better about her. The point is that I wonder if she even knows that Arya Samaj is a very popular Hindu sect which doesn't believe in Sanatan Dharma.
right. Now, let me get in a reaction also from Sunita ji on this particular story, that you have to write a certificate or an affidavit rather. It's basically for people like Sara Ali Khan. So if non-Hindus want to go to shrines like Kedarnath or Badrinath, they have to give us Sanatan test. The very idea of a Sanatan test, what does it reek of? As like what Charaji said, that it shows so much of hatred for the Muslims. But if you look at the picture in totality, Sanatan test is something which people never heard of, but it's become a reality today.
Look, Neelu, I personally feel it's just a farce. For some days, we'll be discussing about it because it can't be implemented. Not at all. Now, tomorrow, if I go, my name is Sunita Aaron, Aaron's are Agarwals, they'll think I'm a Christian. So am I supposed to give an affidavit? And when you have millions of people going to a temple, then how do you know who's a Muslim or a non-Muslim? They all look the same. Women, especially if they're not in burqa, you can't make out if the lady is a Muslim or a non-Muslim. And then just because she's a celebrity, so they can talk about her. Now, Kangna Ranaut is saying that she should be willing to give an affidavit. Why? Why should she go and give an affidavit? Shivji ji, the temple where she has been going, where she goes to pray, the God doesn't discriminate. Why should all of them be doing so? And then, second, we talk about religious tourism. I think the BJP government has been talking quite a bit about religious tourism, how the temples have helped in bringing tourists from all over the world. And we take pride in it. So that means people coming from abroad, they'll also bring an affidavit. How do you think it is possible? I don't think so. It's not feasible, it's not practical. It is just an issue that they're trying to build as elections are around the corner, but I doubt it will have many takers.
No, but if you
Some
look at the
Muslims,
president, no, but if you see the comment coming in from the president of the temple committee of Badrinath and Kedarnath, he's saying that he's issued a formal order, so which means that they will try and implement this also, because the
but
Sanatan Yatra is about to start.
But Neelu, at the same time, the former head and the Bajrang Dal leaders have said that they're going to welcome Sara Ali Khan. She used to come here. The local people are also saying that we are going to welcome. Now, let's not talk only about Sara Ali Khan. There can be many Khans.
Yes.
There can be so many, and they go with the crowd. How do they know that? How do they know who's a Muslim or who's a Hindu, or among Hindus who's a Sanatani or a Arya Samaji who believes in God or doesn't believe in God? When you're talking about tourism, some people go to Kedarnath for the beauty of the place, and they also do darshan. Some go for darshan and they're not bothered about how beautiful it is. So
No,
if
but
you're going to do it there, then are you going to do it in Kashi also, where people literally walk over each other, or in Mathura where people walk over? Who's going to check those affidavits? And
absolutely.
writing that I'm a Sanatani, does it mean I become a Sanatani?
Hmm.
I think it is just an issue out of a non-issue, and this for some time there'll be opposition to it. Or if you are saying it is going to be a template, do you think they're going to implement it in temples like Mathura and Kashi Vishwanath, where the
Right.
crowds are huge? Who's going? The police has tough time in manning the crowds. There are stampedes. So are they going to check affidavits there? I
No,
don't
but
think
does it
so.
mean, Sunita ji, does it also mean that this particular order, it looks like that it is only for the celebrities? Because if the celebrities are going, it's a known fact, they have to sign a certificate or
No,
give us
it's
a test.
Nilu. It none of celebrities. It's easier to identify, but I think
Yes.
this is just an issue. It's a political ploy. It's a political issue. For sometimes everybody will be drumming about it. There'll be discussion. There'll be a lot of opposition also. And once they'll realize that it is not possible, maybe some people will be checked for affidavits. All this is going to happen. What I'm trying to say is that it is not at all practical. It is only to earn some brownie points. That look, we are promoting Hindutva. We are building a part of Hindu Rashtra that we are talking about, and this is how it is going to be. But I don't think so. Only celebrities you can say, okay, because they are recognized. But what about the faceless, the crowds that you
Yes.
have, where you can't identify people? My name will be there if I make a coupon. So Aaron doesn't make me Christian. In fact, I'm facing this problem nowadays when some people refuse to talk to me because they think I don't understand Hindu
And
Dharma.
I don't know, but while you were speaking, another point came to my mind, and I think there is a need to bring in this larger question that religion is something which is very personal. What if you
Yes.
go to a temple but you don't want to be identified? Like I sometimes go to the churches also. We've all been convent students, so we are used to going to the churches. In fact, I've married a Christian, so we go to the church, we go to
Yeah.
the temple. But supposing if I don't want to be identified, so now is it going to be mandatory on a person like me that no, I have to write a Sanatan test and then only I can enter shrine at Kedarnath and Badrinath. So is it not going to be like a breach of privacy also?
Are,
Yes.
are they going to, you see, if supposing you are getting some token mate, you write one name, so and so plus family, five, है You, like, you're not carrying your Aadhaar card with you to prove you can write anything. I can write Sunita Arora, which the railways always do. They make Arora out of Aaron. So anybody can
Right.
write anything. I think it's something which they're trying to build in view of the elections. And I don't know why Badrinath and Kedarnath, which gets such huge, the flow of pilgrims is from all over the country, all over the world, and people go there and for both, for the natural, for what Kedarnath is. I think for some days this issue will be, after a few days it will become a non-issue, because they won't be able to check. How can you check everybody's credentials, everybody's identity card? It's not possible. It's not
Right.
possible. It's just that he wants to, because he was the first one, if I remember correctly, the Uttarakhand chief minister, to bring in UCC. He was the first one to come with that. So every
Yes.
state is trying to take over the other. Now, right now, Yogi must be thinking, why didn't I think of doing the same in Kashi or Mathura? So maybe Uttarakhand, or maybe they test cases from Uttarakhand, which is a smaller state. They test cases, they'll wait for the reaction before they take it at as you said, then it becomes a template countrywide. But South has different rules. South has temples have different rules. Different regions have different rules. Do you think they can implement it in West Bengal, where there is such a big Maka temple, where people of all faiths go
Yes.
there? Uh, it's something which maybe they're testing it right now. Then they'll think about it when they'll see the response. But I think it is just a political issue which will not work for them also, except that Uttarakhand CM may get some brownie points for that.
Right, and Uttarakhand, you were right that Uttarakhand is almost becoming like a captain when it comes to issues like
Yeah.
these, whether it was Love Jihad, whether it was so many other issues. But the point is that Uttarakhand is also going to polls next year in 2027. Now, what happens, Mr. Sharaji? Do
Yeah.
you think that is all done because of the fact that they want to keep the heat on due to elections, continue to polarize, and that does have an impact on states like Uttar Pradesh. Now, if you
You
remember
are
during
absolutely right. You are absolutely right. That is, you hit the nail on the head. Yes. Yes, yes. Carry on. You were saying something else.
I was saying that during the month of Shravan, like what we saw when these Kawadiyas used to walk on the streets, then all these Muslim eateries were supposed to put up their labels, their names, all those things were there. So with every season, their pattern is also changing. So now with the Char Dham Yatra starting next month, which begins on 18th or 19th of April, now they have this Sanatan test. For the
Exactly.
Shravan, they had something else. So it is like, I mean, the basic template is the same, but the flavors are changing.
Absolutely. And their, because I told you, their intention is only to garner votes by spreading. And this is a design only each time they come up with something which manifest themselves as stronger anti-Muslim Muslim leaders, which is what he's doing. And I fail to understand one basic thing. How does a person belonging to any other religion, your religions are not so weak that anybody, like, we go to churches, we go to mosques, we go to, I've been to all kinds of every religion, even these Jewish temples there, Chinese temples I've been to.
Yes.
How does it defile the religious sanctity of that particular religion? If I, as a Hindu, visit a church, there's no problem, because there is no vote. It's not a vote catching device. If let me, and there is one point. Let me tell you, the Kashi Vishwanath temple for years has been. They have always put up a board saying that non-Hindus are not permitted there. It is mentioned there. In fact, when Indira Gandhi as Prime Minister went there, it became a big issue because they started questioning her Hindu credentials because she was married to a Parsi. That ages ago. So that apart, but they will continue to do this the more, because they think they have nothing else to present. Their only USP, they think, is anti-Muslim stance. And this, in this case, because Muslims are in a larger number, this will obviously go against Christians also, because a lot of Christians coming from the West who go up the in the upper reaches of the of Uttarakhand Himalayas for different reasons, for adventure. They, yeah, they love to go there, and they have a lot of respect and regard for the Hindu religious these temples. But they will now face and you will hear of cases where people get beaten up, because
Yeah.
now self-appointed vigilante will stop, because Europeans will be easily identifiable. A Muslim can go, and you'll very soon you'll find, before the elections, you'll find some Muslims being hauled up for sneaking into the temple. This is how it will be described.
Yeah.
So all this is a design aimed only at garnering votes and proving themselves as larger than life Hindutva leaders. And then we forgot to talk about the Varanasi incident, where these Rosa Iftar guys were hauled up.
Yeah. I was
14 of
coming to
them
that.
have
Yeah.
been put behind bars because they threw a iftar party on a boat. Now you can throw all the muck into that Ganga, which they have ruined over the years. All the muck is thrown, all the sewage goes there. You can throw dead bodies into the. But if you throw or you eat, even not even throw, even if you eat a chicken bone, a chicken leg on a boat which is going on the Ganga, then it becomes a crime. This is gross distortion of the existing law. The kind of the details that you mentioned of the sections in the new Indian Penal Code, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, all that, it doesn't apply in this case. How will they stop? In Bengal, meat eating is a very common thing, and you'll find people throwing parties. You will have parties all over the Ganga. There's no issue for them. This is all, to bring such things into prominence is to only gain some political brownie points, and to establish themselves as larger than life Hindutva icons,
Right.
only to garner more and more votes.
Right. In fact, I was coming to this Varanasi Rosa Iftar on the boat incident. Sunita ji, I'll come to you now. The kind of optics which was played out on all the TV channels, screaming from the screens that, look, this is a crime, and how could they dirty the waters of the Ganges? But what happens to all those foreign tourists who will be coming? Now, when these visuals are played out on the Indian television screens, what is the kind of import you think is going to have on the foreign tourists? Are we saying in a way that we do not want the foreign tourists? They come from different backgrounds, different ethnicities. They come from different religions. Will they be disallowed in cities like Varanasi? Will they be disallowed in cities like Badrinath and Kedarnath? What does it mean? And what is the kind of impression we are giving out to the world? Yes, Sunita ji. You'll have Sunita ji, you're muted. Sunita ji, you're muted. Yes.
Sorry, I'm saying I'm not very sure about this particular area, but some of the areas, the temple areas, have been declared non-meat zone areas, as far as I remember. Now, there are two issues. Having iftar on boat, you can go for a picnic and all that. But, Ganga is like, there is a whole lot of Hindu society which takes Ganga Jal home. They do purification, even, whether death or birth, Ganga Jal is used. Now, to enjoy iftar, one can, for some extent, one can say, okay, you can enjoy because others are also doing parties. But throwing bones and all, I don't think so. That should be permissible for anybody, whether a foreigner or a Hindu or a Muslim. Whether they should be arrested, maybe because they were Muslims, so they were arrested. Others are not arrested. They are not. They are allowed to go. But I personally feel that you can't be polluting rivers like this. I feel strongly about it, especially about Ganga. I also feel that there is no reason why you should be doing. If somebody is doing, you should stop it from doing it. So this is no, this can't be an argument, because they were having an iftar, and because others are throwing, they should also throw. I think everybody should respect each other's sentiments. Having said, so you said about foreigners coming here. I doubt foreigners go around filling rivers so brazenly as we people do. Whether our dead bodies go, whether our puja flowers go, whether we throw other things in the rivers, foreigners still respect rivers and forget bone pieces. They will not throw even a paper or in plastic. We throw plastic in that, and that's why Ganga remains dirty even today, because we are not able to do it. So there are two aspects of it. And today, in today's sensitive times, everybody has a freedom to do what they want to do. We have freedom to speak what we want to speak. But at the same time, I think people should also think about it. And when I'm saying think about it, I'm talking about Muslims, Hindu, and everybody, and not only Muslims. In this particular case, even if they were having biryani, while having fun and having biryani, there's no harm in it. But they could have kept it somewhere and not thrown in the river. I certainly feel very strongly about it. I don't feel very happy that they did that, but they shouldn't have been arrested. They were young boys. They should have been warned. They should have been told that you should not be doing this in future, and then let them go. Yes, but at the same time, they should also check others also. That goes without saying.
All right. Concluding comments.
Once more. Because I fail to understand, where is this evidence of them throwing? Are there any pictures? I know Sunita might have got those pictures where they are shown throwing bones in the.
I'm answering.
This is a charge.
This is a charge. To the question. I'm answering to the question that Nilu asked. I'm not saying anything myself.
You are going by the presumption which the police has presumed. Police has presumed that they have accused them of throwing bones. So, there is no evidence.
So I'm not going into that. If they did, it was wrong. If they did not do, very good.
If they did, but you were going on the premise that they have thrown it, and that is why they have defiled the Ganga. And if you throw dead bodies, though, there is no defilement. If you throw dead bodies, there is no. If you throw,
the conviction with which you are saying they did not do, I cannot say that, because I don't know.
I'm not saying. There is any evidence. No, Sunita, I'm just saying, is there any evidence? Is there any evidence?
I don't have any evidence. I was asked a question and I have answered it.
So believing the police, it is, I don't believe the police, because police has accused them of throwing it just because they were Muslims. What I'm saying is the same kind of parties go, and it is a presumption. I am not considering they might have thrown the bones. What I'm saying is that the river Ganga, on the river Ganga, all kinds of filth is thrown. In the name of cleaning the Ganga, they have eaten up thousands and thousands of crores have gone into and these are including a lot of a majority of Hindu officials and Hindu politicians who have eaten up the money. Nothing is done about them. 14 boys, because they eat biryani on the field, accuse them and put them behind our bars, send them to the gallows. They should be hanged. This is their logic. And because police have said it, so we have to believe it.
All right. So the controversy is still on because the formal order has been issued by the temple committee in Kedarnath and Badrinath. Now we'll have to see how the order is implemented. Is it going to become a logistical nightmare, except for the celebrities of a common man who's a non-Hindu, and if he tries to visit these temples, what is going to happen to him? All these are things which one has to wait and watch out for how it unfolds. We'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Sharat ji, Sunita ji. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.